President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Press always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school, I could take him behind the gym. That's what I wish. I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country.
Are the Democrats really the party of peace? Are they the ones of tolerance and virtue and all in the name of moving society forward? Or have they been corrupted by potentially evil forces? It's quite clear to see where the rhetoric lies. Who is wishing ill upon the other party? The Democratic Party is dead. It is no longer what your parents remember, what we remember. It is time to see it for what it is. And what it is, clearly, is a party that calls for violence in all forms. Welcome back, guys, to Modern Church. In this video, we go over some evidence and some clips, and it poses the question, are the Democrats responsible for the recent assassination attempt on Donald Trump? Based on the clips I'm going to show and the evidence I'm going to produce, at the very least, they are responsible for the rhetoric that was in fact used by the attempted shooter, the attempted assassin. We'll also go over some of the details that we know regarding what happened. And then also we'll pose the question, are the mainstream media involved in some way, shape or form? But for now, let's get back to the video.
There will be. That you cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
President Walker, how do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
When they go low, we kick.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Now, you could say that the video we just watched was doctored and edited in a very favorable way to Trump's campaign, but it's not like those people didn't say these things. It's not like these people were AI'd or doctored into saying some of the most anti-democratic rhetoric that I've heard in my lifetime, to be fair, and I live in South Africa. It's quite sad, actually, to think that the Liberal Party, the Democrat Party, that once was a beacon of people's rights and people's freedoms, being anti-war, being anti-big enterprise, has suddenly been turned around and done a 180 to be pro-war, pro-violence, pro-big corporations. It is quite shocking, actually, to think. I think most of us still think and believe that the Democrats are indeed still a bastion for these things, but it's very clear that they're not. And now the title of this video, are they responsible for the would-be assassination attempt on Trump again? Well, based on the rhetoric, you can't say there's no culpability, but there's a few more things that I'd like us to touch on here, and some other videos and pictures that I'm going to show just to drive the point home. So what we're looking at here, this is from the Cincinnati Enquirer. Trump brings these assassination attempts on himself. When Donald Trump continues to lie about losing the 2020 election and legal immigrants in Springfield, he brings the crazies out, and one of those crazies tried to shoot him. What he said in Springfield has been corroborated by many eyewitnesses. It just wasn't corroborated by the city manager, of whose interest it is to lie and to protect the reputation of the city. So again, believe the evidence of your own eyes and your own ears. But there's one example of the media being at least inflammatory. Here's another video of NBC, how they responded to the assassination attempt. It's quite shocking, actually.
An assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio. This weekend, there were new bomb threats in that town. Our Maggie Vespa is in Columbus, Ohio, with more.
Lester, simply put, Springfield, Ohio has been inundated by threats over the last several days, closing government buildings, schools, hospitals. Today, effectively closing a local university campus after administrators said someone threatened a mass shooting targeting Haitians. This in light of, officials say, a false online conspiracy theory alleging Haitian immigrants in that city are eating people's
pets. There you have it. The reason why this would-be assassin wanted to kill Trump was because he claimed that the Haitians are eating people's pets in Springfield. And like I said, there's more than enough evidence and witness testimony that those things are happening. I will see if I can find the picture of the Haitian with the goose.
Kinds of people sent us this picture, claiming it shows evidence of Haitian migrants catching and eating geese in Springfield. We've uncovered the picture was actually taken in Columbus on July 28th. And we pulled this street view from a mapping system to show you exactly where it was taken. The 4700 block of Cleveland Avenue in Columbus.
So the difference there is that it's not in Springfield, but it's in Columbus, which is the same state. And they really believe that this is convincing enough to be like, it's not happening? If it happened in Columbus, what are the odds that it's not happening in Springfield? And I mean, you don't really have to go that far to think, is this even plausible? If we look at the current state of Haiti right now as it is, it has been taken over by a criminal leader, a criminal gang lord whose name is Barbecue. And guess what? What does he barbecue? Humans. He's a cannibal. Now you're telling me that eating ducks and cats and dogs is so far removed from that kind of behavior? And if you disagree with me there, that's fine. But then should we at least not answer or pose the question that these people, the native inhabitants of Springfield, Ohio, do they not have a say in whether they get flooded with 20,000 Haitian immigrants? Surely they do. If that was your neighborhood and someone just plopped these people of whom you know nothing about, is that fair? Is that a democracy? That's a question I pose to you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's take a look at Hillary Clinton. Just did an interview now straight after, and let's listen to her rhetoric around the situation. Donald Trump was almost assassinated again, and instead of calling for peace and trying to bring the temperature down, let's see what good old Hillary has to say.
Journalists should really try to achieve objectivity. And by that, he said, I mean, they should cover the object. Well, the object in this case is Donald Trump, his demagoguery, his danger to our country and the world, and stick with it. They were merciless about what they saw as President Biden's problems in the debate and calling for him to, journalists.
There's one clip, not particularly flattering. Let's listen to another one.
Understand why it's so difficult for the press to have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is.
It seems she's releasing her memoir as well, so perfect time to jump on the biggest story in America and really just be quite despicable, actually. But I suppose that is quite in line with Hillary and her character. The clips I'm going to show here now are from last week, or rather they're from this week, about last week's debate about how the media failed to fact-check Kamala Harris and only fact-check Donald Trump, as well as doing some nefarious things behind the scenes, that being ABC, in terms of how they structured the debate. There's a whistleblower has come out and said that Kamala got the questions beforehand. They were only going to fact-check Trump. some issues with the lighting, some changes between the two podiums, very small psychological stuff that could have given Kamala an edge, or at least to appear to the viewers that she has a position of power or authority and she looks bigger than what she is. But let's listen to now the same ABC, funny enough, trying to backtrack just because it got exposed. But let's hear what they have to say anyways.
Vice President Harris did not make clear whether she supports any restrictions on abortion. Currently, 9 states and the District of Columbia have no gestational ban on abortions. Her comments about the military. She said during the debate this about the U.S. military. Let's listen.
As of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
Our fact checkers found that to be false, and I have a lot of experience in that area as well. There are currently 900 U.S. military personnel in Syria, 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq. All have been under regular threat from drones and missiles for months. We also have action in the Red Sea. We also, every single day, the Navy SEALs, Delta Forces, special operators can be part of any sort of deadly raid. So why would she make that claim?
Well, I think what's important here, Martha, is that Kamala Harris, in contrast to Donald Trump, demonstrated herself to be commander-in-chief. We are in a world where there are all sorts of conflicts, and it's all the more reason we need somebody who's serious and who supports the military. And just remember,
but Governor, excuse me, but she said there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone. That is not true. You say she demonstrated her ability to be commander-in-chief, but did she not know about these people in Syria and Iraq? Why would she say that?
Look, that was a comment. That was a comment in a debate. I think the point that she was trying to make was a broader point. And of course, we have military in place all around this country. That's important.
Fair play to that journalist to really stick it to her. As you could see, the first response had nothing to do with the question. I mean, all she had to do there was that was up to the fact checkers. It seems like Kamala got that wrong in the heat of the debate. As she kind of said there, you could have, but this need to ignore the very obvious is starting to irritate a lot of people, including this journalist who works for ABC, which is exceptionally surprising. But this sort of narrative and rhetoric from the Democrats to just kind of ignore what is happening right in front of our eyes is really starting to fall flat. And people are getting really, really upset with it. Oh, and just for the beginning part of that clip where they're referring to the abortion debate, Kamala Harris said that, no, Kamala Harris didn't. Donald Trump said that the Democrats support abortions post 9 months, or up to 9 months and post, and he referenced the ex-Virginia governor stating that once the baby's out, you can terminate it, which is just outrageous. Kamala didn't say anything, but the fact checker said there is nowhere in the country where that is legal, and there is 9 states where that is legal. And this, I suppose, leads on to a very touchy debate, of which I have strong feelings, but I think we need to remember that the majority of us believe in women's autonomy and the right to treat their body and do what their body as they will. But the longer you get in your term, the less viable abortion becomes. That seems like a very reasonable take, and I believe we could quite easily decide where that line is, maybe. It's definitely not the 9th month, and regardless of my opinion, I believe that's where the majority of people stand, and because that seems to be the reasonable approach. And I don't know why we have to be so inflammatory on either side. But that's the job of the media, is to divide us, is to make us go to each other's throats. And how do you do it? With sensitive topics like abortion. But I don't want to harp on too much on that. In closing here, let's listen to what the Vice President, not the Vice President, Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance, has to say about the whole thing.
I do think that we should take this opportunity to call for a reduction in the ridiculous and inflammatory political rhetoric coming from too many corners of our politics. Look, we can disagree with one another, we can debate one another, but we cannot tell the American people that one candidate is a fascist, and if he's elected, it is going to be the end of American democracy. We cannot, as a person affiliated with Kamala Harris has said, that we need to, quote, eliminate Donald J. Trump. A New York Democratic congressman has said that in the past. If you tell the American people that this person is the end of democracy, if you tell the American people that this person needs to be eliminated, most of them, thank God, are going to ignore you, but some crazy person is going to take matters into their own hands and actually listen to the crazy rhetoric that you're putting out there. And I know it's popular on a lot of corners of the left.
So there, in closing, are the Democrats responsible for the assassination attempt on Trump? At the very least, they are additive into such events happening. It's very clear to see. When you espouse somebody as Hitler, what is the outcome going to be of that? We've all been in those conversations where if you could go back in time and kill baby Hitler, would you do it? A lot of people's answers are yes. So when you're comparing Donald Trump to Hitler, if you are somebody who is inclined to take matters into your own hands like this and believe the media and believe the narrative that you're being told, would you not then go and try kill baby Hitler, or in this case, Donald Trump? We have to be very careful in this quite inflammatory time where World War III is looming. NATO's busy deciding whether they can use NATO missiles to strike deep into Russia. The elections in November, there's going to be so much that could happen and is happening. It's not that long that Donald Trump actually got shot. So I urge everyone to try to tone down the rhetoric, but also put accountability where it lies. And in this instance, in my opinion, it lies firmly at the Democrats' feet. But let me know what you think. If you like the video, please like the video. Hit the subscribe button at the bottom. And to all my new subscribers, I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around and giving me a chance here. I truly appreciate it. And to all the success on the last video, I thank everybody who watched it. I thank everybody who engaged in the comments. It was truly, truly a really cool moment. And long may it continue. We keep moving forward. So yeah, just thank you guys very much. If you haven't seen that video is going to be over here. And yeah, I'll check you guys in the next one.